Tuesday morning in Central Florida, having again the best weather ever. That's why we moved here, right? So today is workout basics number 2. Yesterday we did some squats and some push-ups and some abdominal work, and today we're going to do some lunges, some dips, some different arm and ab work. So that again, we can keep building your repertoire or your building block for a better workout program going forward. So some of the exercises will be things you've seen in other videos, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time reviewing the form because we should already know it, right? We've been practicing our other videos. And then that way we can move a little quicker through the video and you can stay with me on your repetitions. Remember 10 to 15. 2 or 3 times through. Even if I don't do that while I'm talking, you keep doing the exercise, you keep counting, and that's how you'll hear my cueing, you'll get my coaching, but you'll be doing the exercise while I speak. So let's get started. We're going to get started with lunges today, and we're going to go back to that very basic 90-90 lunge. Hands can be on the hips or out to the side, or remember, even as much as coming to a chair for stability, if you're still a little unstable and the lunge feels a little off balance, we just put our hand on that chair, which we're going to need a chair. Did I mention we're going to need a chair? We're going to need a chair today, so grab a chair or a bench. That's going to be for our dips. And then here we go. So you've got the basics in the lunge 90-90. We drop straight down. We keep our shoulders over our hips, our tummy in nice and tight. Keep a focal point for balance. Nice and strong. Remember, tempo doesn't matter, just breath movement, nice fluid range, no forward movement on that knee. So make sure you did 10, 15 on one side, and you do immediately into 10, 15 on the other side, working into the big muscle groups, the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quadriceps, okay? So that's exercise number 1, 10 to 15 one side, 10 to 15 on the other side, maybe a little stretch after, little high knee pull, maybe that quad stretch where we stretch the front line of that leg. I'm a big believer in exercise, stretch, because we need that elongation of the muscle fiber after we shorten it. Second exercise, we're going to come on over to our chair or our bench. We're going to go for dips, okay? I'm a big believer in functional training, which is the idea of moving our own body weight through space and time. It gives us that really internal strength that we're looking for. So bring your hands to the edge of that chair. Bring your feet out a bit, maybe hips distance on the legs. And then the big thing about dips is shoulder heads are going to squeeze back, okay, back and down. And elbow tips are going to point straight back. So don't let them flay out and don't hike your shoulders up to your ears. Move your booty just off the bench, not way out here. That puts too much pressure on the shoulder heads. And then just bend and straighten those elbows, okay? So we've talked through the fundamentals. Now you know how to do it. Maybe you're only going right here, little tiny dips. You're like, Chris, that's enough for me. I'm good, I'm buried. You can even just hold right here isometrically. That is isometrically strengthening your triceps. So there are always levels. Maybe you have lots of limber flexibility in shoulders and elbows and you can drop real deep. It's totally up to you. Just remember elbows back, shoulders back, nice straight spine, stomach in. And then you've got your dips. Remember 10 to 15. Stretch after, middle finger down the spine. Just gives you a little traction in the back of that arm, those triceps, which was what we were just working on with our dips. So a bench works, a chair works, and if you don't have either of those, but you want to join us and you want to do those dips, place your hands up on some blocks, lift your booty off the floor, just like as if it was off the chair, and then just bend and straighten. Now you're not going to get the depth, but you're still going to get those arms. They're working right now. So elbows back, shoulders, heads back, and then just bend and straighten. And that gives you the same idea as if you had a bench or a chair. So that's workout, or exercise, I should say, number 2. Then we're going to come on down to the floor, and we're going to work on some leg raises. Now, a lot of times people will tell you that leg raises are bad for your back. They're not bad for your back, but if you have a weak back or a back injury, they can tax it unnecessarily. So we'll show you some variations that you can do. You can always add a block to stuff. Listen to the form. We come down on our backs. We're going to do what I call legs up the wall pose, okay? And then we're going to take our hands and we're just going to tuck them under our lower back or sacral area. Then, really important, no space in your lower back. So push your lower back down, strong arms, shoulders down, suck that belly in, and on an inhale we start to lower our legs down towards the floor, and on an exhale we bring them back up. Now you keep going, right? We're going to keep working through this, and I'm going to talk you through some of the variations. Now maybe this is too much for you right now. Maybe your legs are bent because you have tight hamstrings. Then keep them bent and don't do the range as big. Right here is still work, you guys. It's still a range and it's still exercise. Maybe you do one leg at a time because that's all you can handle right now. And that's okay too, right? So we're lowering our legs. Maybe they go all the way to the floor as long as my back stays down, and then they come up. If that back arches off the floor, any space at all, that is where you stop. So if your legs move 6 inches, your back starts to pull, then that's where you stop. Otherwise, keep going as long as you can. The full range, remember you're doing 10 to 15. Then I like knees into the chest, maybe a little rock side to side, maybe a windshield wiper twist to reset the spine. You guys, awesome. Those are leg raises. They're going to get the full range of the rectus abdominis, including those low transverse muscles, which are really challenging to work on. So take your time. Remember, build, build, build. You do not want to have injuries. Then the next exercise we're going to do is a bridge pose with some hip tucks. So we're still on our back. We're going to take our block. We're going to place it between our knees about hips distance. We want to just be able to touch the back of our heel, or at least real close to it. Push my shoulders down dynamically and lift my hips up. Now we can walk our shoulder blades under us a little more intensely. That'll allow us to lift the hips higher and recruit more muscle fiber. My big thing is pushing down through the palm of the hand. So press down, and that lifts you up higher. Little space between chin and chest. And then lift, lift. Now you might not do any hip tucks here. You might just be holding that bridge, but it's going to strengthen that back transverse muscle. It's strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings. Squeeze in on that block and do your little hip tucks. Maybe you do full range. Maybe they're not hip tucks at all. Maybe it's lowering and lifting. Lowering and lifting. 10 to 15 reps, or maybe you just hold right here isometrically, and that's enough for you. It's all about finding your level, right? Then release the block, pull the knees in, give yourself a nice subtle squeeze, a little side to side, and then rock yourself up. So those are 4. We're going to do one more exercise, and it's going to be for our upper body. So we're going to grab our dumbbells, and this is called a delt raise. It's called a lateral raise. You can call them shoulder raises, whatever speaks to you. Now remember, we want to have that nice facet lock stance, subtle bend in the knees. There's 3 ways you can do this. Out to the side is one, like wings, right? Okay, out to the side. Keep going. You breathe. Exhale as you lift. Maybe more of a diagonal feels right to you. The thing about this too is shoulder injuries. You'll know where one position feels good and one doesn't. Don't go to the one that doesn't feel good. Maybe that feels the best for you. Bringing it right in the front, delt raise. But notice, I'm not bowing, I'm not rounding. Got to have a really strong posture. Maybe today it's one at a time, right? Because I'm not strong enough yet. My core is not strong enough. My stability is not strong enough. Maybe I'm bringing one up at a time. Maybe I'm going out wide, diagonal, front, right? Working the whole shoulder head. Lots of options. Out to the side, posture stays tall and strong, diagonal, and then maybe to the front. Knowing that I've kept my posture straight, I'm working my shoulders, my knees are just unlocked. Remember, that's important on the joints. You guys, these are delt raises or shoulder raises or lateral raises. raises. Remember, one at a time is awesome. You can do them at the same time. Play with the angles, 10 to 15 repetitions, and then guess what? We're going right into round 2. This is where we go back to our lunge. Now, you start lunging because you know what's coming, and I'm going to talk you through some variations. So, maybe you're stationary, you're holding your dumbbells now. We've added a little bit of resistance, right? Or maybe we're going to go reverse lunge, step. Reverse lunge, step. Nothing changes. Posture, shoulders over hips, right? Now we're doing a little movement. We've added in a level change. All these advancements are going to bring the heart rate up. They're going to burn more calories. They're going to make you work harder. They're going to strengthen muscles more. So again, holding the dumbbells, we go isos, right? We go up and down, 10 to 15, same repetitions, both sides. You can do it, or we reverse it, which is that same exact pattern, the body line, everything looks the same. So that's your round 2 lunges. Get rid of those dumbbells, come back to your chair. Okay, round 2 dips. So do we want to advance them? Heck yeah, why not? So we're going to take a cross figure 4, which actually is awesome because my legs are sore from the lunges. So I take that cross figure 4 stretch on both sides because we love our stretches. But now let's add a dip to it. So bring your hands to the edge of the chair. All the same rules apply. Booty right next to it, shoulders back, elbows back, and dip. Look at that, right there, single leg dip. You didn't think you could do it, you're doing it. Advancing, right? Moving our workout programs forward. So you're going to do 10 on one side. Maybe you do 5 on one side and your arms are like, that's it, Chris, tapping out today, but that's okay because it's giving you ideas of how to build your workout program in the future. And then same thing, let's switch sides. We're getting this gorgeous stretch in the hip. We're getting the stretch across the front of the chest. We're working our triceps. We're strengthening our arms. So again, 10 on one side, 10 on the other. You can do your little tricep stretch, both arms. Maybe you just need a couple rolls through those shoulders. Maybe a chest expansion behind the back. Exercise advanced on number 2, right? So then we're going to come back down onto the mat. We're going to do our second set of leg raises with advancement, because why wouldn't we? So 2 quick things you can do to advance leg raises. One is put a block between your feet. I like it the skinny level, and then I like to squeeze from my heel all the way up the arch to my toe. That really attaches into the pelvic floor, which is those deep transverse muscles. Then we're going to lay down, take those legs up the wall posts. You can tuck your thumbs under, or now for advancement, you can move those hands out. So now it's only my stomach that's working, right? Yeah, we're working a little legs. You've got that block. So we're squeezing those inner thighs. We're working up into that pelvic floor. But again, you guys, that back has got to stay down. Don't arch it at all. Push it down and then do your leg raises, okay? That's one advancement. The second advancement is hands behind the head. Come into a crunch position and do the same thing. Now again, legs bent for flexibility purposes, fine. But you're still hinging at the waist. You're lowering and lifting from these lower abdominal muscles, okay? Now you might be all the way back to that level 1 where you're doing one leg at a time, but you can lift up for this one. Okay, see all sorts of level changes. I hold isometrically looking up at my toes, and one leg at a time I lower the floor. Remember, you're doing 10 to 15, any variation, whatever's calling to you, all the different ideas I'm giving you, use them, play with them, make your workouts more exciting. Now, for our bridge advancement, we're going to take our 2 dumbbells, okay? We're going to keep that block between the knees because I like it as a spacer. Now I'm going to teach you something about dumbbell placement really fast. When you're picking up dumbbells, do not do anything crazy like this, right? It strains shoulders and chest. You want to reach across your body for the dumbbell on the opposite side. That up dumbbells and not get hurt. Now, we're going to take those dumbbells and place them on top of our thighs, and we're going to lift up into that bridge. Now, you can set them down just like that, right on top of the thighs, okay? So now we've got more full range working. We're lowering and we're lifting. Or maybe we're just doing those little hip tucks we were doing before, but we've added 10 pounds of weight and resistance. So now it's going to burn into the booty and the back way faster. You guys look straight up during these. Try not to move your head like I'm doing, because I'm trying to teach you, but it's bad on your neck. Keep that head really isolated. Remember, full range, ha, or little ones pulsing up and down, adding the weight, right? 10 to 15. Then lower down slow. Take one dumbbell crossbody and then your other dumbbell crossbody. Again, maybe a windshield wiper to reset the lower back, maybe knees into chest, maybe a laying figure 4 stretch because you're starting to get tired now, and at this point your body's calling for a little stretch and relaxation. Okay, I'm over my time limit. I only want to try to do these 10 to 15 minute videos. But if you wanted to do round 3, which you should do because you're on fire this week, then you get back up off your booty and you do that last round of exercises. See, trainers do it too. Don't forget, one of the last exercises was our delt raises. Sorry guys, look at me, but here we go. So that last exercise in the sequence was standing delt raises. We come out to the side or we come front. If you want to advance this, you're going to bring one leg up in the air. So now I'm standing on one leg. I am so sorry. I got excited. I saw the time, but I want to finish this up. So this is the last exercise, right? In the 2 rounds was the delts, those shoulders was the last thing we were doing. You're going to do 10 to 15. If standing on one leg is super hard for you, you don't have the balance, guess what? Put a foot up on that chair and do it, right? So now I'm still strengthening this standing leg. I'm still advancing my program, but I'm balancing on my chair or my bench, right? Because that is how we advance. We put a foot up, we're still standing on that chair, and we go into those delt raises. That's your advancement. Or if you're working super hard on your balance, you're right here. Fall out, reset, bring it back up, start again. You guys, this has been a great workout. That was your last exercise, round 2. If you're feeling it, go round 3 on your own. Starting back over with the lunges, going to the dips, going down to the floor for the leg raises and the bridge, and then coming back up for those delt raises to finish it off. Always give yourself a little love, a few stretches at the end, maybe a little spinal twist, maybe using your chair, a downward facing dog. As always, here to help you guys, to guide you, to give you the building blocks, fundamentally have us do perfect, wonderful, awesome workouts so that we're not injured, and we do this journey together. You guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Love y'all.